Welcome back. You are still watching Flourishing Hub here at Church of Uganda Family TV. Remember, we are powered by Young and Flourishing. So we are here discussing the journey of 15 years and a saloon, which is a very, very unique saloon, just like Cerinah was telling us in the first segment. And now, knowing that you were in this particular period of 15 years, recently celebrating 15 years, and you had to give out an all expense free wedding services. What did this mean to you?
It meant that, okay, first of all, why did we do this?
Okay, sure.
To celebrate 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 15 years in business is not a joke.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think for us, it felt, we were asking ourselves, what can we do to celebrate? How can we celebrate in a big way? And what better way to celebrate than to come back to the people that have entrusted us with their weddings and ask them to help us find someone that we can bless. So we came back to the public. We celebrated in several ways, but the biggest way, this was like the culmination of the celebration. We thought, you know what? Tell us, who can we bless with an all expense paid wedding? A free wedding. So we came to the public on social media and shared a video and said, share with us stories of people that you feel deserve this. So people came to us on social media and shared amazing stories, and together as a committee. So what I did was bring together other wedding vendors, people that do weddings, and ask them to come on board and support me and let us bless this couple. And that meant a wedding gown, photography, videography, decoration, tent, venue.
Even decoration?
Yes.
Oh.
Even decoration. And I didn't just get people who just wanted to give crumbs. I asked my friends in the industry that I know are generous. And this is like the top people in the wedding industry, right? People that are giving the very best. And everyone I asked said yes. Yeah, and they all did everything for nothing. You're saying Deco. Deco was done by Eye Candy.
Okay.
The best. Right? Who is not easy to afford, but she gave us deco that does not look like free at all. Actually, not just her. Everybody. Wedding gown. The wedding gown was imported for this wedding. Brand new.
How did this person get lucky? What was the process of selecting them?
So we asked people to share. The public shared stories. We went through the stories. We selected about 8 stories. We called these couples to meet them to vet, just to check, is this story true? Just ask a bit of questions about them. That reduced the number. Okay? And then after that, we ended up with 3. One couple dropped off. So we came to the public to vote. And there were 2 couples. And we asked people, vote. We shared their stories. We did videos with them. They shared their stories, their love story and how they got to where they are. And the public voted. It was a tight race because both couples had a really beautiful story. And eventually one couple won. So everything started to flow. And this was all towards the end of last year. So we started this planning around September last year. We announced the winner at the beginning of December. And then we started planning. So the wedding was on 13th of Feb. And it was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen it online.
Yeah, sure, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It was really, really
Very
amazing.
beautiful. It was a wedding worth almost 250 million. Saved. The couple didn't have to spend that. So they had a wedding they could have never dreamt of for free.
Okay.
And it was so beautiful, just having all their family and friends there celebrating with them for free. So it's been a humbling experience, just all these service providers and what they did. Everybody gave their very best, including food, dessert, juice, tea. It had everything you can imagine. Right?
That was
Yeah.
an amazing one. So, talk about how this cooperation of you and other people in the sector, how does that help a given industry or a given maybe beauty salon like this to thrive?
So of course, when you cooperate, first of all, you help each other. You strengthen each other. So I have friends, all these friends in the business. When they visit me, they're able to give me feedback, give me suggestions, ideas for improvement, and I do the same for them. I visit them, I listen to their story, I encourage them. You know, the journey of business can be tough.
Yes.
So being able to encourage each other, cheer each other on, support each other, share resources. Yeah? So if I have a lawyer who's doing a great job for me and you're struggling with something in your business that requires legal input, I will recommend my lawyer to support you. If I'm thinking of a solution and I don't know where to find it, and I check with you, because we are in the business, you're able to quickly make suggestions.
Okay.
And so that cooperation really makes all the difference.
But this is a cooperation with your competitors. Is it advisable?
So they are not my competitors. Yeah, none of them is doing bridal hair and makeup.
Okay.
I am the only one doing bridal hair and makeup. So, for example, like with BNI, if you are in a chapter, only one category can be represented in that chapter. So these are people that I collaborate with because we are in the same industry, but offering different services.
Okay. Now let's talk about business sustainability. Like we
Sorry, there's something I want to say. Your competitors also, they don't have to be your enemies. Yeah. Sometimes there are things you can do to support each other. Not against the client, but for the sake of the client.
Okay.
Like I've said, every business is unique. So you may be a competitor, but when there are certain things you do that I don't do, and there's opportunity to collaborate. Yeah.
Okay, how do you ensure customer satisfaction at you here at Serene Beauty?
You have to think through all your business process and make sure that everything is at the standard that it should be. But also, another way to ensure customer satisfaction is working on feedback. Customers give feedback. So you have to make sure the feedback lines are open, and when it is given, you action it. Because that will assure you that the next customer will be happy.
You know, we people always have challenges with staffing and sort of. How do you train them to the person? Okay, I can say to you, because I trust there's a kind of person you have or you want to approach a customer. How do you tell them to be that?
One of the first things is leading by example. Employees become like you. So if you're rude to clients, trust me, you will have rude customers. Most times if you go to a business and you find that customers are rude, employees are rude, if you ask for the manager, you're probably going to get a rude response. Right?
Yes.
So leadership is real. Our people usually learn from us. They become like us. So the first thing is to lead by example. The other thing is to be intentional in training them, in developing them, teaching them. So having that time where you're actually doing training. The other thing is feedback, managing the feedback process. Being able to talk about things which happen in the business and correct them. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe talking about training, do you hire already experienced or you train them yourself here?
We train in-house.
In-house.
I also need to say, because of how we are how our business is, because we mostly do weddings, a lot of the people that work with us are not here all the time. They're not full-time staff. They work as and when the work is available. But you must work on developing them whether or not they are with you. So that's that continuous development process. That is critical. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let's talk about a common misconception of people having saloons. The mains people always have. So right now I'm talking about someone who wants to start up a saloon business. The misconception about saloons. What advice do you give to such people? They want to start the business, but they have different minds about it.
I don't know, because ours is not a regular salon. It may not. I may not completely relate to what everyday salons go through, right? But I think one of the misconceptions people have is that you can start your salon, put it there, and go away, and it makes money for you. But like I've said, in leadership, people need to be led. They need to understand your vision. They need you to be present to build that. Yes, you may have a manager, but that manager also needs your presence. So being able to plan for all of that, people development, it's also very critical in developing a salon. So one misconception people have is that if I have this much money and I put all the facilities in place and I pay people, I don't have to be there. I can just stay off.
Okay.
I think that's a misconception.
Okay.
Yeah.
And something to do with how you started. Is there something you regret that you have not done yet, or sort of, or maybe something you would have done better?
I really don't know if I have regrets. Yeah.
You perfectly.
I think one of the things that maybe I would say, I don't know if I would call it a regret, but a challenge that I had was when I was not running the business full time and I had a business and I had a full-time job. The absence, when I was not there, there was a gap, and somebody else would fill that gap with their own ideas and vision and standards, right? And so there's a bit of regret there, but I wouldn't call it regret. I think that it was a lesson, and it was a season which we needed to go through for us to be able to be where we are.
Okay. Maybe how about you compare the 10 years plus the 5 years you've been available?
Yeah.
How was it?
I think the business, 10 years, the first 10 years, the market didn't have too many people doing what we do. The competition was very small. So it was a bit easier. The customers would look for you, right? And there was more demand, much more demand than supply, because the team was small. A lot of things were being done by me. I didn't have many people to work with. So that's what that season was like. But the last 5 years have been amazing years of growth. Even though the market has become flooded, we still have people that we are working on. We are still growing and thriving. So if you ask me which was better, they're different. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
And maybe you should. Can we credit that to your availability?
Oh yes.
Is there a big role availability of you, the owner of the business, plays?
Availability plays a very big role. Like I said, you're present to develop your people, number one. Number two, all your amazing business ideas, you have them, you action them immediately. They won't be waiting, right? The other thing is just, there's no limit to how much you can do, right? Time is your only challenge, but if you have the time, and so you're able to be creative and try out things and explore and also network with others in the industry. But when you're not fully present, it's very difficult to do all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about your availability as a person in the business. We've seen people who have so many and very nice ideas, but because there are so many in their heads and they are the owners of the business, it ends up ruining it. How do you control that? Maybe you have so many ideas, but you may not be able to implement all of them.
You need a plan.
Yeah.
You need a business plan, you need a strategy, you need to budget. Otherwise, you can't do everything. You can end up trying out everything and just being scattered and all over the place. So,
And you have a team that regulates that, or it is you deciding?
well, me, my business partner, I have an accountant that gives me external support. Yes.
Okay. What role do you think that helps? How does that help someone with a business?
But also, not just that. I have people that hold me accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
think-
you're the one.
Yeah, but you need people to help you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a lot of things won't happen, or you'll be all over the place. But when you have other people, they help keep things in check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just ask the question
So
again.
how does that help a business to develop that check, like having some people, some team to check in on?
Accountability. Accountability is very powerful because a lot of the things you say you will do, sometimes you don't get to start because you had no accountability. But with accountability, you know, okay, I need to talk about this. Yeah.
Why do I feel like if I'm the boss, then I'm the boss?
But that attitude will kill you. Yeah, you're the boss, but
Yeah.
you don't know everything and you're not perfect.
This is a business I started on my own, meaning I know it very well.
No, just because you said the business, I mean you know it all.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe as we wind up, because our time is starting to get us bad, can we talk about maybe your last words to the people who want to really thrive in this particular sector or any other business maybe they want to settle in with?
I think you need to have a vision. What do you want? Be clear about what you want to do. Okay? Put that dream on paper. Be detailed about it. You need to put a business plan down.
Okay.
It is not enough to dream about this idea. It's not enough to be passionate and excited about it. You need to do a proper business plan because that business plan will ask you, is this realistic, what you're planning to do? What problem is it solving? Where is the money coming from? How long will it take for you to make back that money? Who else is doing this? What makes you unique?
Okay.
The business plan will help ask and answer a lot of questions. The business plan will show you how much you know the market or how little you know.
Okay.
So a business is not a romanticized idea, it's not fantasy. It is work. And so you need to put in the work. Do your plan, work with the plan, have people to hold you accountable. That is what they call a board. A board of directors. It may be an official board of directors, or it may be, if you're still small and you can't afford to have a board of directors, have a personal board of directors, people that can just help you think through what you're doing and challenge you and meddle in your business. Otherwise, if your attitude is, I own this business, I don't need any, you can really crash. Okay? Yeah, and then do the work, put in the work. Don't be discouraged. Tough times come. Don't be discouraged.
Okay.
Keep going, and then you'll enjoy the results when you've gone over it.
Okay, that's interesting.
And
Maybe
then also just work on yourself. Running a business is no joke. You have to work on yourself, improve yourself, and grow so that you can be able to excel in business. Because the business will it's the best version, it's an expression of you. So if you're not sharpening yourself, that's what you're going to put into your business. If you're not improving yourself, that's what you're putting in.
Okay. And maybe briefly as well, can re-echo what Serene Beauty is about to the viewers out there.
Okay.
Mm.
So Serene Beauty is a team of creative hair and makeup artists who create the most beautiful bridal teams in Uganda. And our goal is to help women discover their God-given beauty. We believe every woman is beautiful. Our desire is to help them achieve that beauty. We are skilled, we know what to do, and we do our best to make sure that you not only look good, but you also feel good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting. That is Cerinah Tugume here, the team lead who's at Serene Beauty. Interestingly, somehow, somewhere, we did not, we the men did not really have a portion or feature in. But of course, as a man, if you have a very good looking woman, then yeah, that is a credit. It's enough. So it has been interesting, and thank you so much, Cerinah, for giving us time and of course hosting us here. It is Flourishing Hub. Of course, you know what we always do. The pillars we have always been telling them to you, but most importantly, always make money. How to use it is also part of their core values here. We appreciate that you have joined us. I hope what we have been discussing here today gives you a hint on how to start a business, how to sustain it, of course, and how to benefit from it. Do not, one thing I took most is not putting together money from the business and your money. I didn't know that. I thought it was all mine, but well, so it is interesting that we have learned that today. We appreciate that you've joined us today. My name is Luke Majumba Alenaitwe, and Brinko Ategeka has been operating the camera. Have yourselves a lovely day.